everybody. It's the Cryptid Huntress. I'm Jessica Jones. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Boy, do we have another fantastic show for you guys this evening. I am so sweaty. It is so hot here in Georgia today, and my AC is struggling, y'all. And so I don't know. I'm like, I might be dabbing my face a little bit during the show because this office is not getting the circulation of AC that I would prefer. Okay. But anyways, I know you guys are probably struggling too out there. It has been a hot one, a hot week, actually, as a matter of fact. And tonight we have a hot remote viewing target, actually. And of course, I had planned originally to have Barry here tonight. He had given me 3 blind targets, and he had a scheduling conflict this afternoon. So we are going to have him on maybe next week. We'll figure it out. But I had remote viewed the Independence Day Bigfoot a while back, and I thought, man, it'd be really suiting to have that target to go over tonight with you guys. And of course, I have my good friend and research buddy, David Pardue, here with me tonight. And David is with Carolina Cryptid Field Research Team out of North Carolina, and he has decades of experience with Bigfoot. And so we're going to get into this Independence Day Bigfoot tonight. Now, there are a couple of different videos that were referred to as the Independence Day footage. And one was actually the Freeman footage, if you guys will remember that. That is not the one we're going over. We'll talk about that one tonight. But that was not my target. The target tonight is the footage where the Bigfoot goes and picks up the baby and walks through the boulders with that baby. And there is some controversy over that one, and we're going to get into all of that tonight, and then we're going to get into my data, and we're going to see if this thing was real or a hoax or what. Okay, and I have one of the top Bigfoot field researchers in the field with us tonight, and so we're going to get his opinion on all of this. Okay, because he's familiar with this as well, and we're going to find out what all David's been doing, and he and Mr. Ed Peters and Don Keith and all those guys up there have been doing have a new research area, actually. And so we're going to talk about some of the stuff they've gotten there. And I've got some pictures to show y'all that David sent me earlier today. And so we're going to look into that as well. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a wonderful, it hasn't started yet, but it's about to start, your Independence Day weekend. I believe it was the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. So happy 4th of July, y'all. And we will be celebrating this weekend on Saturday night on the hunt, y'all. So come join me over there, and we'll see y'all then. Okay, if y'all want to check out the remote viewing data tonight, it's over on my Patreon. If you guys would like to go check that out. And thank you to all of my remote viewing Patreon members over there. It means the world to me, y'all. And so all the data is posted over there for this target tonight. And you can also get more information on me and find my social media links over on the cryptidhuntress.com. That's my website. And you can find my calendar of events. I just added another event, y'all. It's called the Squatch Fest. I think it's coming up in September. More information coming soon to my website. Maybe tomorrow I'll have time to post that. Okay, well, let's get into our show tonight, y'all. We have a lot to discuss. So let's get into this target first. I'm going to read a summary, and then I'm going to pull David up. Okay. The Independence Day Bigfoot sighting is one of the most intriguing and exciting pieces of Bigfoot evidence, and it could be undeniable proof of Bigfoot. According to many researchers, it shows a remarkably clear adult Bigfoot walking through some boulders and scooping up a juvenile and then disappearing into the foliage. The protective nature of the adult Bigfoot seems to show a mother protecting her child. The footage first appeared in the early 2000s, and it was uploaded by an anonymous hiker who claimed to film it on July the 4th, Independence Day weekend, on a trip at an unknown location. Okay, so there's already some anomalies here. We don't know who took it, and we don't know the exact location. Efforts to trace the origins of the video have led to dead ends. So the authenticity is unknown. Believers and skeptics both have put this video under intense scrutiny. Now, we want to know, is this authentic, and is it authentic or is it a hoax? Of course, I was tasked with the Independence Day Bigfoot as a coordinate remote viewing target. And we're talking about that tonight. And we're going to also talk about some of the analysis that this video has been put through by Thinker Thunker is the one that I kind of put on the forefront tonight. Okay. Thinker Thunker has done some great research on this. We're going to show, I got some slides to show you from Thinker Thunker's video. And I want you guys to go check them out as well. Thinker Thunker does some great analysis on some of these Bigfoot videos. But in the meanwhile, y'all, we got David Pardue here. He is with Carolina Cryptid Field Research Team and TADSA out of North Carolina. And so please help me welcome to the show my good buddy, Mr. David Pardue. Hey, David.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, David. How you doing?
Back again in the heat.
Oh, God. Are y'all burning up there in North Carolina like we are?
Yeah, I think it was 101 today, and it's just been, I didn't even leave the house. I actually took a vacation today. It was so hot at work yesterday. I said, nah, not tomorrow. So I took the day off.
Oh, man.
Lay it back, enjoying the AC.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, my AC unit is across the room, okay, up in my office. And so it doesn't blow far. It doesn't come over to my corner of the room over here very well. So I'm going to get through it. I'm used to being out in nasty weather, okay? But yeah, we are experiencing a heat wave down here in Georgia too, and it's really tough. It's tough. We just laid around all day basically, not wanting to go anywhere. Yeah, same with us.
My poor bloodhound, I had to put a fan on her in her kennel. She's just dying, so we let her out long enough to do her thing, and then right back in and put a fan on her, and she just snores the rest of the day.
Oh man,
she ain't want to do anything.
Oh, I bet she's loving that fan. I know my dog does. And what do you think the Bigfoots are out there doing? Do you think they enjoy this hot weather?
No. I actually don't even go to the woods this time of year. From this time till about September, end of September, October, I'll start going back to the woods. But I think they spend a lot of time in the water and underground. They don't move during the day. They're only out at night, you know. They do like the rest of the critters. They hunker down into a cool spot and don't do a whole lot.
Yeah, I bet they enjoy not having a lot of campers and hikers out in the woods, though. It's probably peak time for them, I would think.
You won't find me out there.
Yeah, no, right?
July one time in Uwharrie, and I told my girlfriend Trish, I said, when you looked at your phone sitting around the fire, the bugs were so bad, and they would just attack. They would just come into the light of the phone, and I had one fly up my armpit about that big around, like the size of a quarter. Some kind of beetle. And I said, that's it. I looked at her. I said, if I ever tell you I'm going camping in July, you kick my butt. So I haven't. I go do day hikes and change out cameras and stuff like that. But overnight, sleeping in this out there, nope. I'm a fair weather Bigfooter. That's what I used to say.
I know. I'm not a fan of camping out in this kind of weather, but I did have a group of friends that went out last weekend with Scott and Sheila Granger and my friend Kelly and Dell. Kelly and Dell went, and they're from they live around me actually, and they went camping. They said it wasn't that bad. They were somewhere up in North Georgia, maybe Chattahoochee National Forest or something, and they loved it. I think they were so excited to be there. They didn't mind the weather, I think is what I heard. Okay. But me, I don't know. I'm getting real selective about when and where I go for sure. And that's the same with a lot of us, I think. So, oh yeah. Well, David, I know, well, we're going to talk about your research here in just a little bit. Cause I know you and Ed's in the chat. What's up, Ed Peters? Ed's in here and y'all have been researching a new area and you've got a cool name to it. And I have not been there yet, apparently. I haven't been there yet, but I want to come up and go out there with y'all. But you've got some good activity going on up there, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of weird, unexplainable stuff that we're getting. Uh, we code named it Narnia, so that'll give it's like it's stepping into the cameras are stepping into another realm, and or the realm is coming into us, and we're capturing some pretty weird stuff that normally is not there. So who knows? We're gonna get you there. We're gonna get you.
Maybe I'll portal up. I'll find me a portal and come through. It seems like you guys probably have portals and stuff up there. There's that picture, whatever that picture is you sent me. We're going to show it to the audience in a little bit. It's some weird stuff. Very weird.
And going back a couple of years ago to the Meadow Project, that picture represents exactly what I've been trying to tell people I witnessed in that field that night. The only thing difference is this doesn't have the cross.
Oh, wow.
The first one down there had a cross on the left-hand side. This one does not have a cross, but the image itself is almost identical to what I saw down there that night. And of course, that's the thermal footage, and this is black and color photo. So that's the only difference.
Oh wow! Well, for the audience,
identical.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to tell the audience, in case you're not familiar, David and I have both been a part of a team that goes out in an undisclosed location in the South where we were working on a project called the Meadow Project. And David is actually the one who got the eyes on first onto this cube-shaped object that showed up in the middle of the meadow. And so it has historically been referred to as the portal, but it's never been 100% verified as to what it is. But it's intriguing. It's very interesting. And two of our friends were guided over to it. David was one of the people who helped guide them over there, and Bob and Tim went inside. They kind of disappeared when they got up to this thing. Okay, and their heat signatures and stuff. And so, if you guys, we got plenty of shows on that. If you guys want to go back and check that out, and it's all over the internet. But David's one who spotted that out, and so it's So you're the research continues, and there's other objects very much like what you spotted at the meadow. And this one's, can we tell the audience not exactly where it is, but the state that it's in?
It's North Carolina.
North Carolina. It's in the Appalachians. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I don't even know where this place is. Okay. but I can't wait to come up there sometime and come see it. So, see it for myself. So we'll show the pictures in just a little bit. Okay, but for now, we have a Bigfoot case. It's we think it's definitely out west. Okay, the majority of people that I was reading their reports on it and stuff, and their opinions, and a lot of people think this is either in the Sierra Mountains or it's right beside Lake Tahoe. Okay, so it's somewhere out west. Let's just say it's out west on the West Coast. And David, this footage that we're going to be talking about tonight is pretty intriguing. I think if this is a real Bigfoot, like a parent and a baby, I think it's some of the best footage that I've ever seen, other than Patty. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I looked at it again to refresh my memory. I think it came out in 2013, somewhere in that time frame. And I'm 50-50 on it. It's so clear that it looks almost fake, but I don't know. I haven't had time to. There was a lot going on in my life back then when it first came out, and I haven't really looked at it since. That was the same time frame my wife was sick and dying, so I wasn't really Bigfoot was on the back burner, and I don't know. It's got the right movement. It doesn't bounce. It's got a smooth move, but it's just, if it's the real deal, it's real, but I'm 50-50. But I'm going to look at what you have pulled up at Thinker Thunker had done, and I haven't seen any of this footage, so we'll see I'll give you my honest opinion after all the analysis. How about that?
Perfect. Hey, that's fair enough. Okay, that's the most I can ask for right there, David. I appreciate your honesty, and that's spoken like a true researcher. Okay, so thank you. for that. I appreciate it. Now, this is just, I went to YouTube and I just typed in Bigfoot Independence Day footage, and this website came up. This is the Cryptid Zoo Interactive. Okay, so that's who has this posted right here, and so we're just going to go to this one. I'm going to play this. Hold on. Let me make the whole screen. Let me make it big screen. Here we go, and we're going to make sure it's muted. We're just going to play this whole thing. It's about 1.5 minutes. Okay, and this is the original film right here, and you can see what looks like a Bigfoot walking behind those boulders. Now it sits there for a minute. The person runs up to get behind another tree, and is still filming. This Bigfoot's kind of hiding behind a rock, and all of a sudden it's going to pop back out. I mean, it's pretty good footage right here. This is real. And now it's holding what looks like a baby. Now that's pretty cool. Wow. And that's it. Now, David, if this is a real Bigfoot parenting a baby, I mean, check out the face on it right there. That's a pretty good video right there.
Yeah, I'm looking at her legs as she goes across that brush.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the legs does not look right. Watch, you'll see the grass.
Okay.
And you'll see her like right in there. Something doesn't feel right about that.
Let's go back. Okay.
And all the Bigfoot that I've seen with a baby, they don't hold them that way.
How do they hold them, David?
They're usually up against their body or on their back. They're not held out like a human would hold that baby. They ride on the back, or they'll be stuck to their side, not out front like that.
Yes.
That's carrying it like a human. And see how the baby's unanimated? It's like real stiff.
Yes. I do. That
head right there, just it doesn't look like anything that I've seen.
Well, okay, so I've actually
almost looks robotic. I mean, the body with the background it almost looks CGI.
It almost looks CGI.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a good point.
First impressions from seeing them in real life and dealing with them for the last 30 years, from the one I seen when I was 16 years old, to me, and you know, why not disclose the location? Why keep it secret? You know, why, you know, you release it, but you don't give the information in behind it. And I don't know.
Yes.
My stuff, at least other researchers know about it and can go out and compare. You know, I've shared it, and everything hasn't been shared on the internet, but other people have seen it and have been able to go on location and look at it and say, hey, this is this, that. You don't have that.
Right. Correct. Well, okay. Well, those are all great points, 100%. And I agree with you on that. Also, like Carrie Ann says here on the screen, she says she's under pressure because she's being filmed, like she's being caught. And she needs to get her baby out of there, right? So there's also that aspect as well, that maybe it's under extraneous circumstances that what if it's a mama or daddy, they had to scoop up the baby and take off because that hiker was there. Okay, so there's that too. But I don't know. I think that the majority of the pictures that I've seen that I do believe are real, like videos of the baby is latched on to the mama's back. You know what I mean? It is latched on to their body, like holding on. They're not being held like a human.
Yeah, they're like a possum carrying its babies. They latch on the hair, they grab hold of their hair, and away they go. They're not handled with kid gloves like a human would. You know, infants or toddlers are a whole lot tougher than we make them out to be.
Yeah.
And they just grab on. Look at chimpanzees in the wild. They'll just snatch them up, and you know, Bigfoot, in my experience, what I've seen is the same. They don't carry them like that.
Oh yeah. Now, David, you've actually watched Bigfoot babies grow up to be adults up there
Yeah.
where you live in North Carolina, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Not a lot of people can say that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yes, not a lot of people have the opportunity to see that, is what I'm saying. Okay. And that's pretty fantastic. So okay. Well, this has been, like I said, it's gone through a lot of scrutiny over the years, this video, and some of the biggest points of contention, I'm going to say, are it was posted anonymously. There's no actual location. Nobody knows exactly where this is by looking at the boulders. There's been some speculation that it's actually was filmed right outside of Utah or Lake Tahoe, I believe. Lake Tahoe, and so. And it's remarkably clear. Like, it's so clear. It's very unusual because even the most seasoned researchers, the videos that some of the researchers like ourselves, like yourself, to come up with, it's all blurry. It doesn't matter how close you are to them. It's kind of blurry, right?
Yeah, it's like they're interfering with the camera, the light.
Yeah. There's something to it. Okay.
Can't never tune completely into their channel. There's always background noise.
Well, and another thing, okay, so we're making the case for it maybe not being real right now, but we're also going to make the case for it being real too, y'all. So just hold your horses, everybody. Okay, because I think it could be real personally. Okay, but I don't know. We're doing the pros and the cons right now. This is a good conversation, and so even when I have been under extreme circumstances, let's just say out in the field, my equipment will not function. Okay, it will not function. But then again, it's like I've been ambushed before. Okay, so like I had no idea that there were things creeping around me at the time, and then they made themselves known. It was too late for me to go grab my equipment, and when I did, it wouldn't function. Okay, in this case, this person seems to have just kind of walked up on something. The hiker, whoever's videoing this,
Hey, set up for the shot.
it did seem that way, didn't it? It did kind of seem that way. Well, I'm going to pull that video back up. I had to take it down because that commercial popped up. But I'm going to pull this back up because some people claim there's a third Bigfoot in the picture. Okay, so let's pull this up. And I'm just going to do it on a still shot here. Okay, and I don't know if y'all can see this very well, but over here, I don't know if you can see my cursor. Okay, I've got a cursor. It's kind of going around a circle right here. It's purple. Okay, Jimmy Payne made me make my cursor really big, y'all. And so this is the only reason y'all can see this. Thank Jimmy. Okay, but right here, there's actually another, I think it's right here. They were saying they think this is another Bigfoot. It's either right here or right here. But I think it's right here. I think it's way off in the distance. There's another Bigfoot. And so they think that maybe is the mother. Okay, here we go. I'm getting it closer. Right here. They think that maybe that's the mother, is what the speculation is, and that maybe the dad came down and scooped up the kid, or it was the dad up there and the mother scooped up the kid. Okay, but that's see the dark right there, but that could also be a tree stump, David. I mean, that could be anything.
That's what I'm thinking, tree stump.
Because it's not moving.
Broke off tree.
But yeah, and here's another thing too, is like we don't have anything to size it up with. Like, we don't know the heights of all this stuff, right? We don't know how tall the tree is, or like how far away they were from the camera, and how big these rocks are. We just don't know. There's so much here that we don't know.
Yeah, those rocks, in reality, those rocks could only be 2 foot tall.
They could be small. Well, they say they're boulders. I mean, that could also be a hiking trail back there. I don't know. It could be a dry creek bed. It could be anything. It could be absolutely anything. But nonetheless, I mean, if this is a hoax, it's an elaborate hoax. If it's CGI, it's pretty good. Okay, but also there's also a chance it could be real as well.
Yes. See, the body itself really doesn't change when it goes into the light. The shadow stays the same, and the sun is actually shining on it right there. You know, the direction the sun is shining on it, but it stays the same color going all the way across.
Yes, but could that be because it's got something different about its hair, and the hair follicles are different? Like, you know, I know Keith has done some examination of some of the Bigfoot samples of hair samples, and he says there's chlorophyll in their hair, and their hair is not made up like human hair or any other kind of.
Yeah, it breaks up the light.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of scatters the light, but
Yeah.
that you have no sunlight whatsoever going on it. It stays dark. Even when it goes through in between those two borders, there's sunlight shining down. And when it goes across that, you don't see any sunlight on the baby or the main animal.
Oh, yeah. There's another David here. David in the chat says, I've seen that video before. It's before AI. So before AI was popular or came out, that this video has been around for a while, since the early 2000s, I think. So it's been around for a long time. Now, I think it got real popular around 2010 or 2011, something like that. It was like when people started passing it around the internet, I think. But that's still been a while too. That's been 15 years or so.
Yeah.
So,
but if you back it up to where it goes in between the borders, see if you see any sunlight hit it. There's a sunny spot in between those two borders. The boulders.
Let's see. Okay, we'll wait for it to pop back out.
Yep.
Let's see. This is where it's scooping up the baby.
And when it runs in front of that grass, something's off about it.
Are you talking about?
Right, right, coming up, just on a pass right there.
About right here?
Not up at all. Not even down at the lower end of the ground. And if it continues on, and all that grass is lit up, and you don't see any sunlight on it. It stays black.
It does.
And as a researcher, I don't look at the big. I look at all that little tiny stuff, all the small stuff. That's what I look at when I'm trying to just, on Bigfoot photographs, first thing I do is look at their legs. And usually you can tell it's a suit by the legs, but that doesn't even look like a suit.
It doesn't look like a suit. It does not. Brooke, that's a good point too. So Brooke in the chat says, this is crazy, but what if the Bigfoot are changing into trees like shape-shifting? And that's something else. I mean, we get super woo these days. Okay. We call it woo, right, David? We're getting kind of woo because it's almost like we can't help it because that's what the research is, where it's taking us at this point. So it's super woo out there, y'all. And there may be a connection to the trees and the Bigfoots and the trees being portals of some sort or something. But I don't know. Yeah, there's just a lot. Yeah, Bruce says it has no shadow. Yeah, so they actually look like the shadows to me. It looks like a shadow person. That is like the blackest of the black right there. Do you know what I mean? Like that fur is so black. It's like Vanta black. It's so dark. It's absorbing it. What is it? Does that mean it absorbs all the light and all the colors, or it deflects it? I can't remember. But yeah, it's pretty fascinating. Okay, well let's get into some of the research of people like Thinker Thunker. David, do you ever watch Thinker Thunker?
Yeah, a time or two. He
does some pretty interesting research. Okay, and him and MK Davis are two of my go-tos. Okay, when it comes to some of the Bigfoot videos, and they are really good at debunking stuff. Okay,
yeah, he actually analyzed one of David Moser's films. I was in it, and Ed, he's in the chat. He was there, I believe, or he helped recreate it. And Thinker Thunker said it was a leaf without being on site, and that's the one that runs past you. I showed you the site where it happened. The one that runs blurred as it run past us. Thinker Thunker actually went through that, and he concluded it was a leaf hanging over the trail.
A leaf. I've actually seen that video, and I don't believe that's a leaf over the trail. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I mean, he's got his own opinion, and it is.
Yeah.
But.
Well, okay. Well, I've seen some. Well, not I've seen some interesting videos. Let's just say on everybody's channels, and it is what it is. Now that video, I can't say personally I have seen it, and it is not a leaf on a video, because I know that's the one where it's something like blurred that like goes from tree to tree.
Yep.
It's running so fast.
Yep.
Well, through experience of doing a lot of analysis on some of these videos too, that actually reminded me of the Fort Pierce Dogman video as well. That was actually off of a live Facebook, live video. I think it was on Facebook down in Fort Pierce, Florida. And you can actually see this thing. It's like a dogman. It's running like under the street light. And it's just like almost like a blur, but you can still make out kind of like what it is, you know. And I've seen many videos like that actually.
And he done the alien and the Bigfoot, and was it Las Vegas? I seen one Thinker Thumper done, and he done a pretty good job on that. And I have no idea on that, but he done a good job on it. So,
well, he and MK both have done a lot of analysis on the Patterson-Gimlin film, and of course there's a group, I'll say a segment of the population who, I don't know if there's like dead set on that thing being a fake video, being a hoax, you know, but it's been pretty. They're bringing the controversy back this year, okay, and so it's being scrutinized once again. And I think that Thinker Thunker and MK have made a pretty good argument for it not being a hoax and that being real. And I wanted to bring up that because Thinker Thunker had put some good analysis into this video. And his conclusion is this is actually a real Bigfoot, he says. And he compares it to the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot. And so I do, you know, if you guys, let me pull up his videos. We won't show all these today, but if you guys want to go and check these out, you can. Let's see here, Independence Day Bigfoot with Thinker Thunker. He's done a couple of videos on this actually, and so he takes the body comparisons, okay, and he does he compares the sizes of the arms and the torsos and the legs and stuff, and he's trying to determine, like, is this the same proportions, like the proportion size of a human? Could this be a human wearing a suit? Okay, and this Bigfoot right here, according to him, has the exact same body proportions as Patty from the Patterson-Gimlin film, and it is completely different than a human's. And so his conclusion is that this cannot be a human in a suit, he says. Okay,
yeah, it's uncanny, the size comparison. It's almost identical in size.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And so I find. Let's see. Yeah, MK is the real deal. That's right. I love it. I love MK Davis. He's cool. He's been on the show before. We talked about the Patterson-Gimlin film actually recently when he came on. But okay. Well, let me stop sharing this. Okay, that's Thinker Thunker's channel. Those are two of his videos on the Independence Day Bigfoot, and they're definitely worth checking out. Now, I do have a couple. I took a couple of screenshots. Okay, and this is full credit to Thinker Thunker. This is off of his video, and he's talking about how he was able to measure that, because there's no way, like we said a while ago, there's no way to have a size comparison for this Bigfoot and the baby. There's no way. There's like, we don't know how big the rocks are. We don't know how tall the trees are. We don't know how far away they were from the video, or, you know, and so he took his technology on Adobe, I think it was Adobe, and he was able to count the pixels, he said. Okay, I don't know. It's just the method of analysis, I guess, right? And so he took you know, like the areas, like this is him on his Adobe right here. Okay, Thinker Thunker, y'all, on YouTube. And he took some like points from like the shoulder to the elbow, the butt to the knee. Okay, the shoulder to the butt. I know. Listen, that's not. I'm using words like a high schooler, y'all, or a middle schooler. The butt. Okay. Yes, Bigfoots have butts. Okay. But anyways, he's taking those size comparisons, or like the length. I say length. And then he's comparing it to the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot. Okay, and so this is another still shot that he had of the Bigfoot holding the baby, and just doing some more size comparisons. And this is from Thinker Thunker right here, and he's got the, I don't know if that's the pixels. I think that's the pixels right there. Like that's how many pixels each of these has. for their body, the length of their body. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to pull that one up yet. But those are the number of pixels, and they actually fit both creatures. Okay, it's the same. He says the pixels for one are the same as the pixel length for the other one. Okay, well then you take and his size comparisons are like, well, this is what the normal average human body would look like if it had the same measurements. And I took a screenshot of this too. This is from Thinker Thunker on YouTube, y'all. And this is hilarious, David. It shows what humans would look like with those body proportions. One is Michael Phelps, the other is Taylor Swift, and the other is Shaquille O'Neal, I believe. And they look kind of funky. Okay, it looks kind of funky, like long torso, short legs, long arms. It's not what a human looks like. Not normal humans, David.
No.
Okay. So I don't know. I'm showing that because I'm trying to show like this is not a human in a suit. That's what he's saying. Okay. But could it be CGI? Yes, could be. Could be some kind of AI or something, but it's not a human in a suit with the way its body moves. According to Thinker Thunker. So, I don't know, Dave. I'm excited about the remote viewing data, actually. Okay, because this was given to me as a remote viewing target, and I find it very interesting. I actually did a deep mind probe on whatever I was remote viewing. Okay, so I was able to ask this thing questions and stuff, whatever it is. If it's a person in a suit, if it was CGI, I don't know. If it was CGI, I don't know if I would have been able to ask it questions, but I don't know. Okay, so, but anyways, there's, I want to say there's like almost more cons than pros as to whether this is real or not, but then it's kind of even. Like you said, it's kind of even. It's like, well, Thinker Thunker is showing the body proportions. It's not a human. Okay, and I mean, it's very rare to get a video that clear of a Bigfoot scooping up a baby and walking off with it. And let's also factor in those boulders, David. If there's boulders all around there, it'd be kind of difficult to walk so smoothly, I would think, too, right?
Yeah, unless there's a trail around like you say, around the boulders, and we don't know that.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you would think the trail would be up where the filmmaker was standing would be where the trail was. Looking at it logically, he would be on the trail and he would happen upon the Bigfoot and be able to get a clear shot. Did he see it 10 minutes earlier and he ambushed it?
Right. I know I wish we could, whoever made that video, please contact me, be on my show. Okay. Whoever made this video.
When you RV'd it,
mm-hmm.
If it was CGI or AI, maybe you were connecting with the creator.
Oh, I don't know. Well, there's actually another video I'd mentioned earlier too, David, that is the Paul Freeman Independence Day footage. Okay, so that's not to get confused with this Independence Day footage, which I find interesting. It was actually kind of confusing too, because when I got that target, I was told that was the Independence Day footage after I was told what the target was. And I was like, oh, so I was thinking it was that Paul Freeman. Is that his name? Paul Freeman footage, I think. Which that is actually, I want to say that's a little bit more well known than this one. Today, for like the newer crowds, I guess, like that would be the more popular video because it's got a mom and a baby. But the older video is Paul Freeman, and I will show we'll show a little bit of that. How about that? Let's show the other Independence Day footage because this is a good one too. Let's see. Paul Freeman. Here we go. Okay, so let's see what site are we on here? This is Deep South Sasquatch. I found this one on YouTube. Deep South Sasquatch, who says the infamous Paul Freeman Bigfoot footage. All credit for this video go to YouTube user Chris Wilson. Okay, so Chris Wilson and Deep South Sasquatch. Okay, and so let me pull this up. I'm going to play a little bit of this. Now I want to explain what this is. This is Paul Freeman. He is a former U.S. Forestry Service employee and a longtime Bigfoot researcher. And he has since passed away, I believe, since all this footage was taken. But he had some pretty great casts that had dermal ridges in them back in the day. And a lot of people knew of him. There was some controversy over some of his evidence. Some people thought he was hoaxing. Okay, but of course, back in the day, I'm sure a lot of people were accused of hoaxing a lot, before Bigfoot got more popular, but I don't know. But anyways, so he's sitting here taking a video of some of the casts that he had made, and or he was making some casts or some footprints that he found. And I believe this is in Washington State. All right, this is Washington State. And he's sitting there, he hears something in the distance, and he's like, oh, there it is. Here, let me kind of fast forward a little bit. He's still taking pictures of those. Those are pretty good prints right there. And eventually he looks up, and the Bigfoot that made those prints is walking right in front of him. Let's see, there you go.
Yep.
Having to fast forward a little bit. See, there it goes.
Pushes the pine tree out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. This was on July the 4th of 1994, actually, when he made this video. So this actually was on Independence Day. And he captured a large, upright, hair-covered figure moving through a dense forest in Washington State. The footage is referred to as the Independence Day footage. All right, so when people say the Independence Day footage, this is generally what people think of. And it has been a debate for over 30 years. And of course, this area is in Washington State. It's near the Blue Mountains and Umatilla National Forest. And it's a hot spot for Sasquatch sightings. Okay, a hot spot. And with the vast wilderness, the rugged terrain, and dense forest, it makes it one of the most frequently reported Bigfoot areas in North America. And I mean, yeah, they said that they say with the grainy quality of this video, of course, it's easier people were thinking it'd be easier to hoax this one because it could be a person wearing a suit. Okay. Could be a person wearing a suit, but I don't know. In the middle of the summertime, July the 4th, you couldn't pay me to wear a Bigfoot suit in the summertime, David. You couldn't. I wouldn't put one on in my own house right now. I'm sweaty.
I wouldn't put one on in the dead of winter and take off. Too many people with pew-pews.
Pew-pews, that's right. Pew-pews, pointy sticks and stuff too. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's yeah. Daniel says that the family took a beating because of the father's videos. Yeah, people that have come forward traditionally have not been taken well in the public. Okay. It's ruined people's lives to come out and be public about this stuff. Especially back in the 90s, even in the 90s, David. I mean, you were Bigfooting back in the 90s, weren't you?
Yeah, I remember when that come out.
What did you think of it when it came out?
I was with the BFRO then. I was a field investigator with BFRO, and of course, it went through the whole group, the whole investigators group of, I can't remember, this might be 200 investigators, 300 investigators, and we all kind of collectively looked at it, and that's been a long time ago.
It's been 30 years. Listen, I was in college in the 90s. Okay, so high school and college. So that dates me. If anybody's wondering how old I am, it's gonna tell you right there. Okay. And so the last thing I was thinking of was Bigfoot back then. I wasn't even thinking about Bigfoot back in the 90s. So I didn't hear about it.
We looked at it in about 2005, I guess, when it went through the rounds, and everything's on a cycle, and it rolls back around. And this piece, you bring everything, all the old stuff up, and you add it to the new, and you compare and back and forth. And I remember going through that, and everybody had questions about the tracks.
The tracks
on the film, anyway.
They did. I noticed that too, David. They look really defined.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
Is
that what it was?
Yeah, on dry terrain, you normally don't see that. It's like the toes were purposely made deeper to stand out. The toes usually don't show up like that, not individual toes, and unless it's in mud, not on dry ground like that.
All right. And show everybody what we're talking about. See this right here? That is really defined. It's got like edges to it, right, David? It's kind of like sharp edges to the edge, if you know what I mean, like where it's going the indentation into the ground.
Yeah, when it lifts its foot off, it destroys the toe structure unless it's in mud. It doesn't leave. The ones I've seen personally, yep. You don't see that unless it's in mud.
Yeah.
And even then, a lot of times when it lifts its foot out, it's kind of like an elephant's foot. That's how they walk in mud. Their foot goes down in the mud, it expands, and then as it lifts it up, it shrinks. So it's able to lift its foot. Its foot doesn't get stuck in the mud like we do with boots. If you walk through deep mud, your foot will get stuck in it. Their foot's the same, and it doesn't leave toes like that, not on dry ground.
Oh yeah. Well, I noticed that too. The first time I saw this video, I was like, man, that's really defined. That's different. It's different.
It's too wide for the length as well. Proportionately.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as researchers, we notice things like this. Okay, we definitely notice things like this, and so it just, I don't know, not discount anyone's evidence at all. I mean, but you just never know. Okay, and that's why we have people that like to do things like myself, like remote viewing, some of these blind targets. Okay, so we can just get a feel for like what's what. Okay, and I don't claim to have any answers, David. I don't know. We go with our gut on a lot of this stuff, and with the reputation and the integrity of like the people who are researching as well. That's very important. And so when I do these remote viewing targets for fun, it's just data. I'm not trying to disprove or prove anything. We're just getting some data here, and to see what's what. So I don't know. I mean, and somebody said that to me the other day. They're like, all we have to go on is integrity. Do you know what I mean? And the integrity of like the research and the researchers and stuff. So how important is that, David?
That's everything. That's, everybody that knows me personally, they know that is tops. I can have the best footage in the world unless I can prove it to myself and my close friends and say, hey, what is that? You'll never see it. The general public will never see it. I beat myself up on stuff before I release it to the public. It's got to be 100% the best of my knowledge and the best I can do something before anybody else sees it. And that photo of the Freeman footprint, I would never put out on the internet. I may show it to you guys and say, hey, what do you think? But I would never put that out as an actual track myself. Okay. Just because of the irregular, it's not what we see in real boots on the ground research. It's not what we see. Okay. It's not what I've seen.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's cool to know. That's really cool. So that's why I like to bring real boots on the ground, longtime field researchers in here to kind of help analyze some of this stuff too. Okay. And also, and I saw somebody in the chat was like, all, feet are different and all that kind of stuff. But we're just saying in general, as a rule of thumb, as they say, we go by, David goes by what he has seen and experienced out there. Okay. And we have to also look into prints that are faked as well, so that you know the difference. If you don't think, that's why we keep our research areas private, right, David? So people don't go in there and try to hoax.
And some of the worst footprints I've ever seen, I won't give names. I was at a Bigfoot conference or festival here in North Carolina, and it was the most blatantly fake footprints and handprints that I seen it standing 25 feet away looking through the crowd at people, and I could see it sitting on the table. And I'm like, and of course that's where the news was, with a camera down on those fake tracks. And I'm like,
no,
this guy's up there with a straight face, just rattling on. And I don't know how I couldn't do it.
Oh man. I know. Listen, I've got some stories too from my teams and stuff, of course, about people who have big names in some of the Bigfoot fields who have misidentified on purpose when they knew they weren't real Bigfoot tracks on some of your TV shows and stuff. But that's for TV purposes. You know what I mean? You can't trust anything you watch on TV. You just can't. Nothing. And I mean nothing that you watch on TV. So anyways, I digress. I digress with that.
You just put Ed up there. Ed's known me for a while, and Ed knows that is my number one thing. That's integrity is everything.
It is. It is. Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, let's get into this tonight. Let's get into some of the remote viewing data because I find this really intriguing. And like I said, I'm not trying to prove or disprove anything here. It's just data. Okay. And I thought we would just put this out to the public. You guys decide. Okay. And if you'd like to see the data in person, it's over on my Patreon, y'all. Just look up the Cryptid Huntress on Patreon. And thank you to all my members over there. Okay. So the target is just the Independence Day Bigfoot video. Whatever that creature is in the video, that is the target. Okay. And for people who are not familiar with remote viewing, because I know I have a lot of new subscribers and stuff. And if you guys are not familiar, I was trained for a number of years, well over a decade, probably more. Okay. In remote viewing. And it's the type of remote viewing that our military does. And it's basically looking into things psychically, using your psychic facilities, I guess your faculties facility, using your senses. So to get sensory data from a blind target. So I'm given a set of numbers and those are what we call coordinates. They're just like some random numbers that are a set of coordinates. And they are assigned to a target. This particular target is the creature in that video right there. And that's all I have are those numbers. I don't know what these targets are. And I extract data through a process called coordinate remote viewing is what I'm using this mode for this target. And I'm training a bunch of different modes of remote viewing, but this is the one for tonight, just coordinate remote viewing. And it's remote viewing is like psychic spying, basically. Layman's terms. I'm a psychic spy, y'all, I guess, when it comes to Bigfoot and stuff. But my entire team was trained in this. Okay, so, and it helps us in the field with our Bigfoot cryptid field research, amongst other things as well. Okay, so I am extracting data from this target, from these numbers right here. And so I got sensory data. And so some of my sensory data, we're going to go through all of this tonight. And then we're going to decide if this thing is real or not. Okay, so my first 3 stages of data right here on my paper. I have it all written down. I have charts. I have ideograms. I have all sorts. I have pictures written and everything. Okay, so here's some of my sensory data. Natural, nature, breathing, alive, lifted, lifting, stumbling, moving, warm, hot, upset, and nervous. That's my sensory data so far. Okay, for my analytic overlay, this is like me trying to make sense of the sensory data that I'm getting. And I wrote nature setting, environment, person/animal, creature. So I went from thinking it was a person or an animal to a creature. Okay, I wrote ride share. Actually, I wrote ride timeshare, and then I realized that I was trying to think of like the word ride share came. It's like I combined those 2 phrases and I got ride share. I wrote pocket civilization, big mad. I wrote big mad. Clocked it, unreal mad, like unreal mad. Like I was picking on something that was pissed. Okay, whatever this target is, it was mad. I said unreal mad with exclamation marks behind it. Heavy and heavy set, and then triggered, like. And then for my drawing for this, I actually, so stage 3 in remote viewing, I do like a drawing. And for this drawing, it looks like an egg with the egg yolk, but it says hidden in the middle. So it was like there was something, I guess you can kind of look at it maybe like a map or something, and like there's something in the middle and it says hidden in the middle, whatever that is. Okay. And so that's my first 3 stages of data right there. Now, David, I have to say, if you were to analyze this data, it sounds to me like
that film.
It sounds like the film, but it sounds like maybe it's a real creature. I don't know. What do you think?
Sitting there listening to your data, I'm picturing the film, and
Mm-hmm.
Your data is seeing what that film is.
Seeing what the film is. That's right. Creature.
Rod share is the baby riding with the mama. To me,
Ride share. The ride share.
yeah.
It's getting a ride.
I don't know. It's if it's the real thing, it's awful clear. And then you add in the paranormal part of it, where we've all experienced it, that they're able to mask certain things or cloak. Maybe who knows? It's without knowing the having the hard data of where it was filmed and height and everything. It's like I said before the show when we were talking, it's 50-50. I'm still 50-50.
I'm 50-50 too. Okay. I have more data. I've got stage 4 data to go over as well. So that was the first page. Now, if I were to analyze that data, I'm going to say, I think personally at this point, to me, it's more than 50-50. I think that's a real Bigfoot. According to the data so far, that's what I think. Okay. But that's just my opinion on that. And that's through the data. Okay. Maybe I kind of want it to be real. Okay. Now at this point, but of course I want it to be real. That'd be amazing. Okay. But let's keep going. Okay. Cause I've got stage 4 data and then we'll be done. Okay. So the next page I wrote down, Mountain Man was my analytic overlay, Mountain Man. And that was after somebody. So I think the way the data was written, it was like somebody was big mad, super mad, triggered kind of mad. Okay. And then the next thing I wrote down was Mountain Man. Okay. Whatever that means. Somebody was traveling. So I wrote down traveling outside, and I thought that I was looking at I wrote prairie, and I was seeing that scene from Little House on the Prairie where the family's running down the hill. It's like a pasture or something. I actually wrote that down because I felt like I was watching something running down a pasture or rolling down a pasture or something. So I wrote down prairie and then mountains, grass, rocks, tree, bugs. Okay. So I was picking up on some kind of natural setting. I wrote Little House on the Prairie. And then I picked up on a mad person again. I wrote mad person, mad. And I said, I did a deep mind probe. I know Ed's going to appreciate this. I saw Ed in the chat. Deep mind probe. Yes. And I said, DMP, I was like, who are you? And I just kept picking up whatever consciousness I picked up on said, I'm so mad, upset, hidden. Those are three terms I wrote down. I'm so mad, and then upset, and then hidden. And then I did another deep mind probe because I said, can I help you? Because sometimes I get these targets where it's somebody who's died or it's a missing person. And I want to know, when I'm in their head, what can I do? Where are you? Do you know what I mean? What can I do to help you? And the only thing that I could get out of them when I said, can I help you? They said, not now. And then I could not get any more data out of this target. It completely shut down at that point. And so I ended the target at that point. So I did a deep mind probe on something out there. And whoever this is mad. Super mad. So I don't know. Like I said, this is only it's just remote viewing data, okay? And it doesn't mean that, it's just data out of a set of blind coordinates, okay? But you can look at it.
It matches.
It does.
To me, your data matches that almost perfectly. If it was a male or female Bigfoot, and she would be mad that she was seen. And she would be in a panic, and she'd be running. And she snatched the kid up and took off.
Yeah.
But
big mad, heavy set, big mad.
Yeah, when you're that close to a baby, big mad.
Yes, she's a heavy set, big mad lady. Okay, that's what the data says. It didn't say anything about a lady in there, but it was just over and over again. The entire time I was in that session, it was just I was dealing with somebody that was really mad, and so I don't know that. So that's that. I think personally through that data, I think that it's probably real.
Well,
Okay,
just
but that's just what I think.
if that was a male, normally the males don't interact with the babies and the toddlers that closely unless there's danger. And maybe that's why when it picks it up, it's not carrying it like a mother would carry it. It's just carrying it like it would a piece of wood. You know, looking at it after the data, and it could be a male picking it up, and the male doesn't have that tenderness that the female would offer to the baby. He's just gonna snatch it up and go with it, and that's why he's holding it the way he's holding it.
He's about to do some BTA, as they say here in the South. I'm not going to say what that means. Okay, it has something to do with the belt. Okay, and but yeah, that could be it too. And there are multiple people who do believe that there's a third Bigfoot in that shot. Now, when I looked at it, I think that it's just something dark in the background. I could not confirm that would be a Bigfoot. Okay, but I mean, wherever there's one Bigfoot, David, there's usually a bunch, right, hiding out in the background somewhere.
Yeah, especially if there's a baby around, the mama's not going to be far. And if there was danger, the male would be the one to intervene and break the distance between the danger and the child. The male would be the one to retrieve the child. In my experience with him.
Yeah.
Any other time, he's not going to have a whole lot to do with it. But who knows? I mean, the film itself, to me, is so good that it looks manufactured. But
it does.
All the data it's
Yes. Oh my gosh. You know what? I don't like it when people take my picture sometimes. Okay. So yes, I'd be mad. I'd run too. If somebody tried to. I actually do. I do run. People get a camera out, David, I promise. There are places, especially when we're out in the field and stuff, like for the first time ever, I made a video out in the field with you and Ed and me and Keith and Don. And that was fun. We did a quick little video. It's down on my playlist, on my video list, if y'all want to see it. We were out in the field, and that was fun. But usually if I go out in the field and somebody gets the camera out, I run. Like I have my show here, and y'all see me all over the internet. But like when I'm out in the field, I look like crap. First of all, okay, like I ain't got no makeup on. We're sweaty. We're dirty. We smell bad. Okay, I'm not saying you do, David. I'm not saying
he
you.
doesn't need makeup.
I do a little bit of makeup out in the field. I'm not gonna lie, I do, but it gets all smeared up and it looks rough. I look rough. Okay, and so I don't do cameras out there at all, and I try not to. But I digress. Okay, and so yeah, but Bigfoot's traditionally, we don't have a whole lot of pictures of them. No videos of them doing this. Hardly any, and so. I don't know. I think the Bigfoot was mad, or if this was a real Bigfoot and I was doing a deep mind probe on something, it was mad that I was deep mind probing it. I know that sounds weird. It was mad that I was deep mind probing it. Okay. And so it didn't, it just said not now is what I wrote down. I couldn't help it. And I was just pissed. Okay. But yeah, it also felt kind of primitive as well. You know what I mean, David? Like, there's different levels to the intelligent. I'm not saying this is not an intelligent being. It's very intelligent. But there's different levels, kind of like with humans. There's different levels of intelligence. You know what I mean? And with this one, it was irritated. I'm not saying it wasn't smart. It was irritated, and it just seemed like it was not wanting to be bothered at all. So have you, in your experience, David, when you experience Bigfoots, have you noticed that different level of intelligence with the different Bigfoots?
Yeah, some of them actually, I think in a lot of ways they're way more advanced than we are. Our level of intelligence goes down one path, and theirs covers a broad spectrum. It's hard to explain. They're not just simple monkeys. They're on another level, equal to us or a little above. They can be outsmarted, but it takes a long time to figure out how to outsmart them. They got weaknesses, but the average person, it takes a long time to figure out what their weakness is.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I've been bringing up that URI trip so much lately when I talk about Bigfoot and I go on other people's shows. I get interviewed. I used to get interviewed all the time, but I kind of backed out of doing so many interviews because I'm so busy. But I've done several interviews lately, and I've talked about this because I think it's important that this conversation is out there, that there seems to be maybe some kind of ET connection to these Bigfoots. And out at Uwari, when I was up there, we were seeing like the eye glow out there. It wasn't like normal eye shine and stuff. It was self-illuminated eye glow. And can you tell the audience your opinion on that? Because you said it didn't show up till about 2012.
Yeah. Prior to 2012, everything, myself and the whole team that was going out there was originally, I don't know if people may know her, Melissa and Jerry Adair's, and one other guy. We were the only ones that were going in there, really. And, we done a bunch of research. I was there just about every weekend for 2 years. And it was all Bigfoot. Everything we seen was Bigfoot. We didn't see eye shine like that. The only time we seen eye shine was if a light was shining in it or fire or something like that. We didn't see those eyes glowing in the woods the way you witnessed. And then 2012 era rolled through, and all of this weird stuff started showing up. The David Moser footage that he got of the one running past us, and it's moving so fast it's a blur, and it's the thermal lock on it. That's the very, very first piece of weirdness that was filmed in that general area, and it's just been ever since then. The Bigfoot stuff has been, it was 80-20%, and then it's 50-50, and now fast forward 2026, I would say 10% of what I'm experiencing out there is Bigfoot, and the rest of it's this other dimensional, interdimensional, or I don't know if it's alien. I think it's dimensional. It's stepping into our realm, and it's starting to happen in the daytime with me. And Ed's experienced some of that in the daytime stuff. It's there. And it seems to be our cameras are picking it up better than our own eyes can see. But a camera's rate of frame rate is different than our eyes. So the camera, I think, is able to pick up in between that frequency. It's able to tune into that frequency better than our natural eye can. And that's why this stuff is starting to show up. And we've got better cameras too now. But I don't know. It's weird. I mean, back Hurricane Helene, the weekend after Hurricane Helene, I was down in Uwari by myself just to get away, and I left. I sit down on a rock, and I took you to the area. And the 30 minutes. This is 12 o'clock noon. I was sitting there eating a pack of crackers, and I keep seeing this head poke out around the tree. And the picture that I got, I think you shared on the show at one time, it's not a Bigfoot. I don't know what it is. It's the witch, I call it. It's got a pure white face, long black hair. It looks wicked. And it goes back to our friend Keith. It looks exactly like what Keith had the opportunity to see down there years before that. And, that one played with us for half the night. And I don't know. It's just, it's more of this dimensional stuff than it is Bigfoot. And Bigfoot, I don't know. I don't have that answer, but they may be dimensional. And that's why we don't have any evidence hard evidence of them being terrestrial.
And David, you started off looking for a monkey in the woods, right? an ape, a primate. And so I just wanted to let the audience know. I think you may have mentioned this earlier in the show today, but you for the longest time were more in the ape camp, as we call it, right? For the longest time until your research took you on a different path.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I had my first experience at 16. I watched one run across the tobacco field, and, that pegged my interest. I had to see what I, had witnessed. And then I run into the one in West Virginia, the group of them that surrounded me, scared the daylights out of me. Those were Bigfoot, and everything about them was Bigfoot. And then, fast forward from that time up to present, I can't say it's Bigfoot anymore, or what I'm experiencing now. It's almost like this new thing has run the Bigfoot out of the area. If that makes sense.
Yeah, the new thing.
Yeah, it's pushed the Bigfoot deeper in, and this has replaced it. And we're out there still looking for Bigfoot, but we're starting to run into this other stuff. And then, the word that I use for it is alien, because some of the stuff, and you've seen the pictures, one of them looks like a mantis, what we call the mantis. It's got the insectoid head. It's not there. I'm out there Bigfoot, and then that's what I get on film. And I don't know, it blows your mind. And then, these cubes. Now the second cube has come up. Identical. They're identical to each other. We've talked about it in the past. I don't know how many times. I've kind of distanced myself from that. And I've always tried to explain, because only one other person really got to see exactly what I saw when it was in its fullness. And what Ed got on his camera, that's it. That's 100% what I've seen in that field, except for this one is missing the cross on the left-hand side. And it's like, where's this stuff come from? Why is it showing up? It's not Bigfoot. It's something else in Bigfoot's territory.
That's right. There's so much more to this than what we think. I've never thought that I had any of this figured out, but like, you think you got some things figured out, and then something else happens, and you realize you have nothing figured out whatsoever. And so that's the way it's been. I actually, by the way, David, I had a long conversation with the head of my original Bigfoot team. You know him. You know who I'm talking about. And he has been behind the scenes for a long time. He told me that he is now ready to speak publicly about the ET connection to Bigfoot and stuff. So he'll be coming on the show hopefully within the next month or so. And we're going to spill all the beans. My mentor, the person who taught me a lot of things that I know about Bigfoot and remote viewing, is going to join me for a show soon, y'all. And he's been in the shadows for a long time. He didn't want to be public. So
yeah, I knew him a long time before you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, he's a special person, y'all. And I'm not going to say his name and stuff until he decides to come on the show and speak, because he's got a cool background. Yeah,
I've never talked to him really much about this, the Bigfoot alien, Bigfoot dimensional. I've never really had to sit down and had a conversation with him about it.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Yeah, it's well, we're going to get into it, and so thank goodness. He said it's finally time. He's like, as humans, humanity is in a bind right now, and like we need a boost of like awakening right now, and so I think he's being forced into it. He's like, we got to do this. So thank you, Steve Wolf, for that. I'm gonna call it a super sticker for the PayPal thing. Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate your support so much. And I wanted to get into. I had a couple of questions before we move on. I want to talk about Narnia a little bit too, because you mentioned that cube, and we call it, y'all call it Narnia. I have not been there yet. Okay, I have remote viewed it though, and maybe, just maybe, I can bring you and Ed on here one night, and maybe Dawn. That'd be fun too. But you and Ed come on, and we'll go over the remote viewing data for Narnia. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I want to hear. I want to hear. I mean, maybe I'm hoping that your data will answer questions that me and Ed have talked back and forth with each other privately and on site, and things we've witnessed and seen and starting to put together. And yours is just one more piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely. Well, Dawn did it. Yeah, Dawn remote viewed it too. And man, that'd be a great time to get Dawn on the show, actually. Dawn Tarn out of South Carolina. And so we, like I said, we got a whole team of remote viewers. Some of the most people you would never imagine to be remote viewers are actually remote viewers, y'all. Some of the people I bring on my shows and stuff. So we'll talk about that. We're gonna get into that. We'll do a whole show on that, David. Okay, if Ed will agree to it too. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but Ed's down and with a cane right now, so it might be a good time to pin him down.
Get well soon, Ed. Oh, that would be a good time to bring Ed on. You can just sit there. You don't gotta do nothing. Just sit there. Okay. So Ed. All right. But anyways. Okay. Oh, some of the questions. I did see a question on here. I think it was from Curie Ann, if I'm not mistaken, asking about, was I picking up on a feminine or a masculine energy? Now, whatever I was doing the deep mind probe on, it actually kind of felt more masculine. Okay. So it definitely felt more masculine. So, whatever that means. Okay. So it could have been a male. It could have been a very masculine female as well. I don't know. Could have been. There's a lot of feminines in their masculine energy. Do you know what I mean? But I think it could have been a male. Could have been a man. We'd like to say, like, when people are looking at that video, they're like, "Oh, it's a mama carrying her baby." I think it could be a man carrying the baby, like the daddy or something, or it could be a brother. You know what I mean? They were just trying to get that baby out of there. That's what they were doing.
The way it's carrying it, I don't think it's the mother. I would lean more toward the father figure, just in the way it's carrying it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that loving grip.
No.
I don't know. I would lean more to a male.
He's about to put the belt to the AWF. Just kidding. Oh man. Yeah. He just made
it being more male.
It does. It does. I think it'd be. I'm going to say it's probably a male. If I had to take a pick, I would say male. If you want to call a Bigfoot a man, I don't know. But anyways, yeah. And Rose says it seems like a younger male one to me. Yeah, I know, and it didn't seem like it was that huge either. You know what I mean? But I don't know, because I think Thinker Thunker, if I'm not mistaken, through the measurements on the body with the pixels that he did, I think he deduced that it was like 7 feet tall, is what he said.
I
think that's what he said.
If it's Patty's size, it will be closer to 7 foot.
Yes, he said it was. Yeah, he said it was the exact same proportions as Patty, and he kind of concluded or deduced that it was actually the same size as Patty, so about 7 feet. He said, it's wild that I swear I thought Patty was only 6'1" for some reason. I don't know who told me that, but that's what I've always thought. And I've been schooled on that the past couple of weeks. She's actually over 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that.
What I thought.
Yeah. Shows you how much I know. Okay. But
and there's an equation with the footprints on the height as well, but I won't disclose that.
Yeah. Well, shoot. Okay. And didn't see the boobies. Yeah, JoJo said she didn't see the boobies. So yeah, I didn't see any boobies either. I couldn't really see on that thing. Probably didn't have any boobies. I don't know. There are men that have boobs too, y'all. Okay, I'm just saying. But anyways. Oh man, I digress on that one. Okay, well, all right. Well, the summary for this one, y'all, David, I do believe I'm going to say through the data, I think that's a real Bigfoot, me personally. Okay, and I think that is a baby. Now, is it a mom and baby? I can't tell you that. I don't know, but I do think that that's probably real. And you're still probably about 50-50, right? Has your opinion changed at all?
After your dad, I will go 50-75 or 75-25. But if I had all the hard data, the groundwork, then I would be 100%. Or without that, I have to leave that doubt in there.
Perfect. That's fair enough.
You may have been RVing the creator of that. It's attached to it. You know what I'm saying? And they're mad because you're mad because you're digging into the video.
Maybe. I don't know. Not the way the target was set up, though. I don't think so. But I don't know. Like I said, it's just data. Okay.
We're gonna go 20. We're gonna do 75-25.
75-25. Okay. I'm gonna say it's real. Okay, that's what I think. But I'll be a little more than 75 on that one. But I'm with you. There was always a chance it's not real too. Okay. There's always a chance. But I did a deep mind probe on somebody. They were pissed. Okay. But anyways, yeah, thank you for your analysis, David. I always appreciate that. And I appreciate you being here.
There's another video out there. I can't remember the name of it. The group of people's on one side of the river and it runs, they're filming. I think it's 4th of July or it's Memorial Day footage, I believe. And it
was it Memorial Day?
The mountainside. And they actually done a TV show on it, and they had an Olympic runner run the same route. You remember that? And at the very end,
I'm looking at that.
Picks a baby up and puts it on its shoulders. That one to me is 100% the real deal. It moves like one. I think it's Memorial Day footage.
I found it. Here, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. Let me get through this commercial, and then we're gonna pull it up. Yeah, it says that it looks like it's sprinting. Is that the one?
The side of a mountain.
Thinker Thunker actually, well, this is a video analysis of it, so I don't know if I want to play this one. Hold on one second. Let's see. Vertical. Okay,
100%. It moves like it. Everything about it is Bigfoot.
Well, all right, I'm going to share my screen. Now, this is on somebody's YouTube channel, so let's give them some credit here. And it says, this is Bigfoot Memorial Day video analysis from Paranormal Project X is the name of this YouTube channel right here. And it says, what is that, squawking? The subject is here at the beginning. It jumps. Use these 2 black spots for reference. Okay, well, let's do that. Hold on. I don't know if I've seen this one. I may have. I don't remember it.
At the very end, it lifts it looks like it lifts the baby off the back and pulls it over its head. And that was riding on its back. But you'll see it run across.
Magnify blurry. This may be a bad video. There we go.
Yeah. It goes in behind the hill.
I've seen this.
And then it pops back out. And just before it goes out of frame, it gets bigger. It's like it's pulling a child up over its shoulders. And that's exactly Bigfoot behavior with a child.
Oh, cool. So it was filmed from a long distance. This is a video from 1996.
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay, this is some analysis. Here we go. It's very blurry, very grainy.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't playing.
The other one.
At one point, you'll see it get taller, and it's pulled there, right there.
Yeah, right there. You could. Yeah. It looked like it did toss something on its shoulders.
Yeah, or pulled it off of its shoulders.
It looks like there's a baby holding on to the back of its neck.
Just like I told you, they hang on. That's the way they do.
Exactly. And look, it's running with its arms up. Like it's running like a human would run with its arms. Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess its arms down there. Oh, maybe those are feet that I'm seeing. Maybe that's the baby's feet up at the top. Man, that's fascinating. Fascinating. Leap. My goodness. Okay. Here we go. Oh, look at those strides too. Look wild.
And notice it doesn't bounce. It's smooth. It looks like a black plastic bag blowing across the field. You know?
Oh,
so smooth.
It does. Let's see. Okay. Well, this is a. All right. Well, that's just really cool. Okay. Let me stop sharing that. That's pretty fascinating. I've never done any analysis on that video before, so that's back in the day, 1996. I was still in high school actually back then. Yeah, man, the glory days, man. Back in the day, I was running like that and playing soccer and stuff. But yeah, those strides are outrageous. That's wild. That's really wild on camera like that. So where was that at? Did it say where that was at?
Idaho?
Let me go back. It says, so this was, okay, let me go back because it says Linda and Owen Pate. They copyrighted this video in 2006. Juvenile squawking and carrying on the tree line. It's calling out to a younger sibling stuck out in the middle of the field, measured about 3.5 feet. The female would have been about 10 years old. The big one was about 7 feet tall. So there were 2 of them. And so the 7-foot tall one went and picked up the smaller one and threw it on its back, I guess. They said that you can see the slope on the back, the gray on the hands, the white on the palms, the arm length to knee, uniform color, the characteristic arm motion, rise and fall, compliant gait, bent leg, split jump. I'm just reading all this stuff, y'all. Weird arm motion and the vertical walk as well. So very cool. That's so cool. I mean, throughout the years, there's been plenty of Bigfoot videos. I mean, none of them are nearly as clear as the one that we watched today.
Yeah.
With that one, it's almost unreal. Okay, almost. But yeah, super cool. Okay, well, tell us about Narnia. I want to show the audience this cube. Okay, this is pretty groundbreaking stuff right here. Explain to me, like, where y'all got this picture from, and what are we going to be looking at?
This is a new area that me and Ed Peters has started to develop. Uwari's been saturated, and so it's time to expand and try some new stuff. And so we went in and found a favorable spot. We've been setting cameras up for a while now, probably ever since you were there and you seen your eye shine, got to witness the eye shine. Right after that, we decided on a new location, and we've been getting a lot of weird stuff that we haven't shared even with you guys. We're still trying to figure it out ourselves, but everything animated that we're seeing that pops up, it's not Bigfoot and it's not human. It's like it come out of Narnia. It's all these, I don't know. It's the weirdest stuff.
Pandora's box. I'm just kidding. It's Pandora's box, David.
This came off of a trail cam picture. Something triggered the trail camera. We're using cell phone cameras now. So we get an immediate update as soon as the picture's taken. We're able to look at it, analyze it, whether it's day, night, 3 o'clock in the morning. We get a picture. And plus they take a test picture every single day. So we have a lot of background images to compare stuff with. So when we get something, we can go in and say, nah, that's actually a rock or a squirrel or whatever. And this one photo, I actually sent it to Matt, our friend Matt.
Matt Hooper, and I actually had him analyze it. He's the one who actually found it. Oh yeah,
it wasn't us. A lot of the stuff I will send it to an independent person to look at it without any knowledge and say, "What do you see?" And he's the one that brought it up, first, and then we started digging deeper into it. And he even says there's like a column or a pylon sticking on top of this box. I can see what he's talking about, and I'm colorblind, so I see things a whole lot different than a lot of people. But the first thing that popped up to me was the cube that was in the photograph, and then I can assure you it's not there naturally.
Hold on, let's go to this one first.
That is, when you hear us talk about what happened in the Deep South and the Meadow Project, that is exactly what I saw that night at 12 o'clock at night in the middle of that field. That cube that you see there is and the door on the front of it, that is exactly what I saw. But I didn't have the other shrubs, and it was a whole lot clearer than that picture. But that is exactly the same thing that I seen in the Meadow Project, except for there's no cross on the left-hand side, but there's a tree over onto the left-hand side of that. So the tree could have been blocking a cross, but that is exactly what I saw. And then if you look deeper into the photograph, there is a humanoid type thing, that dark figure in the back, standing behind it. And this stuff is, when you look at the photo in its natural form, I forgot to send you that. That almost looks like you're looking at Batman. I can see his eye. Can you see that?
I had to blow it up because my screens are really small. So you're talking about the dark thing right behind it.
Yeah, that's actually a head and the shoulders.
Weird.
And you can see an eye and a nose and a mustache, looks like to me.
Yeah, that's wild. I can't see. It's so small on my screen. I can't tell. I might
Yeah,
have to examine that picture later when I can
yeah.
get some
Look
better
at it,
eyes and
zoom
my
in on it.
blow.
You can see his eyes, both eyes. I can. And my girlfriend Trish looked at it. The first thing that popped in her mind was she said, "Yeah, it kind of looks like the." She couldn't remember the name. The oh, what is it? My mind just went blank.
Oh man,
Jesus photograph with with the shroud.
no, the Shroud of Turin.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
that face. It almost looks like that when you look at
Oh
it.
yeah, that is
It's
weird. Okay, what is the size reference of this cube? How big is this thing?
it's hard to tell. I mean, it's back in the background. I mean, it would be similar probably to what I seen down in the Meadow Project.
Huh. Okay,
It's
well that would say that
background.
there's a pattern then of these things showing up in these woods where we're doing our research. What on earth, David? I mean, because we're that last cube got labeled a portal, right? But you say that you think it was probably more like an apparition or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's showing up in other places, I mean, could this, if it was an apparition, what would that be, like an old homestead or something, or
No,
ET?
I mean, seeing it live down there, it was. It reminded me of old stone or old concrete, not concrete, stucco mission that you would see in New Mexico, an old Catholic mission, except without all the art, just a square, plain square building. I mean, that's at first impressions. That's the only thing I can find. Trying to match up a photograph with what I saw down there until we get this, and so that showed up on Ed's camera. I've been trying to explain to people what it actually was, and that's exactly what was in that field. I mean, identical. The doorway, everything,
Whoa.
missing the cross.
Okay. Well, David, I've heard some since the cube and the portal and everything went public. I've heard a lot more stories about this. One was on that UFO connection, that missing 411 stuff. I know that the author of those books does not like me for some reason. I don't know why. I couldn't imagine why he wouldn't like me. Okay, but anyways, I digress on that one too. But yeah, they had this movie that came out. The information that he puts out has been pretty cool. Okay, and I used to be his biggest fan. But anyways, um, so so they had that movie, and they're talking about that man that was like elk hunting, and he said that he came across a cube in the middle of the daytime, and it was like like he could see through it. And he said the next thing he knows, he was like inside this cube with a bunch of elk, and he was getting taken off planet, David. Okay. And that was the only other time I've ever heard, the first only other time, the first time I heard anybody else talk about a cube showing up in a field. Do you think maybe this could be like some kind of spacecraft or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Interdimensional vessel?
I knew it was there and it wasn't there, and it's not there now.
It's gone.
Yeah,
I wonder how long. Okay, was there like a series of pictures and like it was there in some of them and then some of them it wasn't?
yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
It's like it. I don't know. And
Oh man.
this was right after we just set these cameras up. Like Ed, if Ed's still in the chat, he could probably tell you exactly what picture it was. But it happened right after we set these cameras up. We set up 9 cameras in a small area. All the cameras are covering each other. All of the cameras, and then right after that, my camera got fried. My SD card got fried on the camera. It's dead in the water. I got to go down and switch out the batteries and replace the SD card because it got corrupted. And I've never had that happen on a card. It's working fine today, and after this thing shows up in the same time frame, one of my cameras, cell phone cameras, the it will no longer take any more pictures. It's corrupted.
Oh
I
man.
got a notification from that camera to replace the SD card because it was corrupt. So something went in and fried my SD card.
You got zapped. You got zapped. Colleen says Narnia portals or geometric entities. Maybe that's what the N8V, I don't know, the experience, the herd of, oh yeah, the that video, that man experienced in the herd of buffalo came down from the sky. Oh, hate this. I can't see Colleen. I'm so sorry. But maybe she said the herd of buffalo came down from the sky. I don't know. There could be some kind of a connection. The geometric entities. That's interesting. I've not heard of that one before, but geometric entities could be also, one of the options. Yeah. Geometric entity. Because that's what you said it was. It was an entity. You said that it was a, that square thing, the cube in the meadow. You said that it was a, what did you call it? An entity or a
apparition.
Apparition.
I mean, going back, I mean, we talk about this. It's been talked about. Every single person that was involved with it's been interviewed twice, 3 times, 4 times. And, I have a copy of the footage. I'm able to go in there right now. I can pull it up on my computer and look at it again and again and again and again and again. And what was filmed is not actually exactly what I saw at first. It's blurred because as soon as she started filming it, it's faded out. I mean, it's like turning a light switch out. But when Bob and Tim disappeared into the general area of where it was at, one of the guys, Lee, he was standing right behind me. You can hear Lee in the background say, well, I can still see their lights, their headlamps. They disappeared from thermal, but visually you could still see their headlamps. So that, to me, that blows it being a portal completely out of the water. Because a portal would absorb all energy, light, physical, everything. And, that leads back to just being an apparition or some type of mask or a hollow. That goes back to the 411 where the guy seen the cube that was transparent. It's I don't know.
Well,
how stuff is moving about, and we're just now picking it up, and we're just now seeing it. We're just now, we're out there looking for this. There's a lot of people out there that's not looking for it, and they don't have a camera, and they're seeing stuff, or it's there 1 minute and 10 seconds later it's gone, and all you can do is look at the other person and say, "Did you see that?" And if it's coming and going, and if you happen to be the unlucky person to go into it when it fades away, do you fade away with it?
Yeah, exactly. That's really that was the issue that we had too with the whole thing with Tim and Bob being in that, being in that environment. Because from what I recall, you guys said that, and I watched the video, it looks like it shrinks down and it kind of flies off, right? Floats off or something. It disappeared.
From its original position, and if you've been on site and I showed you, we stood right there and we actually done witching rods on that spot. We got some weird readings from the witching rods, and we could see
dowsing rods. Yeah, they're dowsing rods, y'all. I call them dowsing rods.
So we could see each other's aura really good.
Yes.
A lot of weird stuff happened in that one little spot. And is that an address on one of these? When they dial in, and that's where they show up. That's one of their spots that they show up. So this will be nailed down, and when Ed gets back up and he can walk, we're going to go back down and see if we can nail this in, get it exactly how far away it was from the camera face, document the whole area, and then we're going to set things up on that exact spot and see if there's a pattern to it showing up. Does it show up on a full moon? Does it show up during a new moon? Does it show up? We're going to try to get as much data as we can on that, and we may be able to lock down a specific place and a timing. Or I think these things show up according to dates, or there's a calendar that they on a rotation that they show up. So we know the date, we know the time, and we're going to start setting it up. And nobody knows about this place but me and Ed. none of the other team has been there, and we'll take you there, Jessica, and the rest of y'all. But right now, nobody knows where this is, and I'm pretty sure Ed's still in the chat. But if we can nail down exactly where it's at and what's going on, maybe we can finally understand what's happening with these cubes.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe really capture something coming in and out of it. Because we
well,
do have the capability of running video instead of still shots.
yeah, that would actually indicate to me that if they're on a schedule, if they're on like a, if it's by the date, I'm thinking like solstices, I'm thinking like solar flares, solar flashes, things like that. Like maybe it's got something to do with natural events that are occurring, and maybe by the calendars and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, us humans are the only ones that go by real calendars, like calendars that we use and stuff. But it's maybe by some kind of galactic event or some kind of stars and solar flashes.
Either that, or I mean, it's
moon cycles.
I think all of it's of God, whether it's the evil side of it or the angelic side, and maybe it's just we have to go by the old calendar, not our modern calendar, and what happened and what feast and festivals were, biblically, what's happening during this time frame. That's the stuff we got to start looking at, not just a picture. It's I'm trying to find out answers that took me 30 years has led me to that little square box, and I'm still as lost as I was from day one.
Okay.
I figured out Bigfoot, I thought.
Yeah.
And then this stuff shows up, and it's muddy in the waters. And maybe that's what it's supposed to do is muddy the waters. I don't know. And our friend you're going to have on there, maybe he'll have an answer.
Maybe.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and
yeah, David, he's the one that always told us. He said, "Look, all roads lead back to ET." He said, and that's pretty much what I've concluded that with all of my research, and I always hear him in the back of my head. All roads lead back to ET, because that's what I'm discovering every single time I go out in the field. It doesn't matter if it's Dogman. It doesn't matter if it's we're out at the LBL. I see my good friend Barton's in the chat. What's up, Barton Unley? And I'm out there with in Kentucky. I'm in Alabama. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in Georgia. It doesn't matter where I'm at. All roads always lead back to ET with everything that happens.
And my personal opinion on ET. I think ET is demonic, or it's angels. It's either good or bad. You're dealing with one or the other. We call them aliens, but I think they are of God. And that that kind of goes back to Chris Bledsoe. I know everybody's heard of Chris Bledsoe. He's on the same kind of thought process and pattern.
Yeah.
And I've sit down privately with Chris Bledsoe, and we've compared notes back before he come really famous. We've sat down and compared notes, and what I'm seeing looks more demonic, and what he's seeing is angelic. But this is kind of the same stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's all about interpretation, kind of perspective, and
either that or I don't know. That part I don't know. I know where my heart mind's at. It shouldn't be that unless it's trying to sway me to the other side of the fence, and it won't. But
yeah,
it's really weird. Or it knows it knows what I am, and it tracks me. But this stuff seems to follow me.
It does. It does. It follows all of us. It seems like, and we're a good group to go out together, out in the woods. All of us, Ed included. Ed says, "I'm researching what frequency to hit with it. My Bexley transmitter. What is a Bexley transmitter exactly? What is that?"
Ed would have to explain it to you, but it creates different frequencies. Like there's healing frequencies. There's different frequencies to lift rocks. There's all these different frequencies. That's everything in nature is a frequency. infrasound is a frequency, and we're gonna go out and nail down this exact spot, and we're gonna try all these different frequencies and see if we can get it to open, see if we can get it to appear. That's where we're at. We're tired of hunting it down. We found it. Now's the time to try to figure out how to open it.
Yeah.
Or get it to appear to us. And then maybe, we can ask to take me to your leader kind of thing,
Take me to your leader.
We may open up more than my background there is Tadza, and it's got the two biggies with the knives back to back. That's our motto. That's how we get out of the woods. And we may go into one, and that's the way we'll go in, is back to back and face it.
That's right. We tell the aliens, take us to your leader. Okay. That's how we roll out in the field. And if y'all guys, I know our audience does not doubt that one bit. Okay. Like, we're the ones telling them to take us to their leader. Okay.
And a lot of the stuff, is you got to have a buddy. You got to have somebody you can trust. And there's only a handful of people that I trust in this world to approach something like this. Ed's one of them. You're one of them. But some of the stuff out there is frightening. I'm a 60-year-old man, and I've seen some stuff in the woods that put fear in me. And I respect it, but at the same time, I need to understand it.
Yes.
But we're approaching this completely different than we would Bigfoot, because I think it's completely different than Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Maybe this thing is researching Bigfoot too.
It might be working with Bigfoot, and that's kind of what the head of my team and I were talking about the other day. We're like, Bigfoot and ETs are working together in some kind of a way, according to all these decades of research he's got, and me too, and you too. There's a connection, and I don't know if we're ever meant to ever fully figure all this out. We never will, probably. Well, we might. I don't know. I'm trying to stay positive about it.
If you don't do nothing at all, then you can't. We're going to try. If it's right or wrong, we're going to try and keep digging and keep digging and dig, and maybe we'll be able to open up Narnia's closet and step into the other side and come back and have a show and say, "Hey, look, this is happening."
We'll do a show on it. We'll go live. We'll put on some GoPros. We'll walk into Narnia's closet.
Hey, we have Starlink now, so we can go remote in the field and film in the field and broadcast straight from the field. So if we can open this sucker up,
I know Ed's down. Ed'll do it. I bet Don and Keith will do it too.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna take Barton with us too. Barton, you gotta come with us too.
Big Ed's getting bionic knee done, so.
Oh yeah, as soon as his other knee is done, he's going to be completely a cyborg, and so we'll have 2 cyborgs on our team, and we're gonna do this.
I'll have to start carrying more nail clippers. He'll be able to outrun them now.
I know. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? We're actually setting up a great, all this research. Hopefully, and I say hopefully, our kids and our grandkids will take on, the legacy of what we've been researching, and they'll continue the legacy, in the future, because I think there's so much. I mean, the world is a wondrous place, and I don't know if we'll ever figure it all out, but I don't think we're meant to, I don't think we're meant to figure it all out. And with one, I don't know if like the disclosure stuff is just speeding up right now. I think it is. And with the president talking about aliens existing and the U.S. government admitting there are 4 different alien races. There's way more than that, actually. There's at least 20 something that I was told about that have been in contact with the human race. Okay. But they've admitted to 4. And David, here's another thing too. Like, some of our channels get censored and stuff when we talk about reptilians and stuff, but now they've admitted that reptilians are real. So now what? They're going to take put all my videos back up or what? You know what I mean?
That will disappear along with all of our research.
Right.
I have all my stuff in undisclosed locations. The really good over the top stuff that I still haven't figured out. I've got copies of it spread all over. So if something happens to me, folks, it'll show up somewhere else.
Yeah. You got the fail safe. Okay. You have some very important evidence, let's just say. And so thank you for coming on my show and sharing that with us, because we have seen your pictures of the portal in your backyard, the reptilians, the Bigfoots, the aliens, the little people peeking out from behind the trees. David, you've got it all. You do. It's amazing. Your area, I have no doubt Narnia is not going to disappoint. It is not going to disappoint. I can't wait to get up there and check that out for myself. So
it is. But that's just one little thing I thought we'd share about Narnia, and we'll see what happens.
it's pretty fantastic. Another cube, y'all. We're gonna gotta come back and update us, okay? I don't know when I'll be getting up there. Maybe I can come up this fall or something. We'll plan
it'll be
it.
fall before we really get out and do anything. Ed's laid up for a couple months anyway with a knee surgery, and but we'll get out there. I got to go back probably by myself to try to fix these cameras, and my girlfriend has volunteered to go with me. So,
oh, really?
Yeah,
Good.
we'll go in the daytime and do what needs to be done and get out. But yeah, I got 2 cameras down right now, and I got to get them up and going.
Oh man, that's great. She'll have fun. I'm sure she will. And Raj, that's interesting. Raj says, when I had my encounter, there was a light that moved from one side of my property to the other right before it happened. That's kind of common. That happens before Bigfoot encounters and stuff. I've had it happen to me before, like an orb that kind of like shoots through the trees right before the Bigfoot makes itself known. You know,
Yeah,
and that's common.
I was doing an investigation up close to Hanging Rock, North Carolina, on some private property, and they had reported seeing lights move through the woods, and then they would have encounters. And while we were there, we noticed a light going through the woods, and I started really focusing on that area, and that's when looks like a gecko sticking his head up out of the brush, but he's human size. Looks like a gecko head. But the light showed up first.
Oh my gosh. It's always the light. There's a connection. The orbs, the lights, the Bigfoots, the dogmen. I mean, somebody was, I went up to Kentucky, and God, there was somebody that was telling me, I can't remember who it was, tell me a story about having a dogman encounter and hearing chains and stuff out in the woods right before this encounter happened and stuff. It makes me wonder, like, what is that chain? Have you ever heard chains out in the woods? Like some kind of metallic sound before an encounter?
No, not. I other than rock clacks, that would be the only thing. I think you had an encounter where you were hearing metal banging.
I've heard, yes. Clacks. Yes, I did. But actually, at one of our spots, one of the spots I used to go to all the time, I hadn't been because there's so many ticks. There's ticks everywhere right now. But I used to take my dog down to this one particular area every week, multiple times a week. And when I would leave, I say don't ever go in by yourself, but sometimes my son would not go, so I'd just go on hikes with my dog and stuff. And it was usually only when I was with just me and my dog. And when I would leave, it sounded like a metal fork or something on a piece of glass. Like it sounded like rock clicks, like 2 rocks hitting together kind of, but it almost had more of a sound of like a glass bottle with a fork on it or something. It was kind of weird, but it would clank like 3 times when I would leave, when I was walking down the block.
And that particular area you're in, there are a lot of old homesteads there, so it could be a piece of metal that it's hitting. It could be something they use what's in the environment. So There's a lot of open wells there too. I've warned you about not to venture
Yeah.
off too far to woods, but it's
Yeah.
that's some spooky ground.
Yeah, it is. It's very spooky, and
I wouldn't
there's
want to go in there walking in the woods by myself.
I love it. I don't mind, even though I don't do it anymore, y'all. I promise. Okay, I was doing it for a little bit. I wouldn't tell anybody. Okay, but see, that's when I was getting all my. That's when it was exciting because that's when you get all your, you know, encounters sometimes. So I'm just saying, but it's not like I was in the middle of the a big gigantic national forest or something. It was a small piece of land, and I am equipped to protect myself. Okay. But anyways, that's when I would get my more of the encounters when I was just with me and my dog. Okay, so, but yeah, it is very spooky. I wouldn't go out there by myself at night. Absolutely not. No, there's just people that could be hiding in those woods that would grab you. It's not, I wouldn't even worry about the Bigfoots. I'd worry about people out there. And not to mention, we were actually out there one night and there was somebody out there that had I guess they were kind of like illegally hunting at night or something. I don't know. They had dogs out there apparently. And we didn't know it. We were out there bigfooting, and somebody came. I don't know if I should even talk about this, but so they were out there. They had guns and stuff, and very, very well could have shot one of us. You know what I mean? We saw lasers and stuff, and we are like, oh my god, So it can be very dangerous out there in places that are like public lands and stuff when you're out there and you're bigfooting, and it's hunting season, or if it's not hunting season, because people go out there illegally hunting sometimes. Okay. In the middle of the night. And so, yeah, so we ran into that at that same location. It sucked. We had to call in backup for somebody to come pick us up from base camp and go. And he had to go talk to those people and be like, look, we're out here researching and I got people in those woods, so that happens as well. So it's just a tale of caution, everybody. Tale of caution. Be very careful. And if you see red lasers and green lasers out there, take cover and call in backup to come pick you up. All right. But I digress on that one. But yeah, it's a spooky area that's also beautiful. And we got to go to the spooky areas to get the action. That's just the way it is. We hiked in pretty far to get that area where we had the eye glow and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a long hike, man. That was up and down all over the place.
And that's about halfway from what I usually do. But that's a good spot to go halfway. I can take you to another spot that's better than that.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good one. I don't know if they can get much better than that.
Yeah,
just saying. Great. Oh yeah. Sovereign Cosmobama, what's up, Sovereign? He says a young chick coming into the building by herself reported to me she had heard strange rock clacks in the parking lot. We're getting reports of Bigfoots and cryptids being seen in the cities. Like, they're not just in the woods, David. Have you been hearing any reports of that? I mean, I know we talked about the dogman sightings and the garbage cans out in the, rural areas.
Yeah, that's still a pretty rural area. That's like a one main road through town, and that's town.
Yeah.
But, yeah, those rock clacks, I know here in North Carolina, they use rock clacks more than anything else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's rock clacks. So maybe it could be rock clacks in the town. I don't know where you live, Sovereign. I know it's out west somewhere. But that's interesting. If it's in a parking lot, that's odd. Barton says, I hear metal music. Usually
they weren't trying to get her attention. If it was a Bigfoot, it was communicating with the other Bigfoot that she didn't know nothing about. They're communicating with each other.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, that's the thing. Like, when I was hearing those clacks in the woods, when I would leave, I felt like to me, it was like, I was like, bye. I know they knew that I was leaving, so I'd be like, bye, see you next time. But to them, it was like an alert that I was leaving. Yeah, I was telling the others that I was finally leaving.
That's an all clear.
Yeah. You want to think that they want to have you there, but they really just want you out of their territory. They don't want you there. They don't want anybody there. I don't care what anybody says. They don't want us there.
You're in their grocery store. You're tying up aisle 9.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, get her out of here. Good God. Actually, it's probably my dog. I had a German Shepherd back then. I had Freya. And I don't think that Freya was not, she would not have been nice to any of them, probably. So they're probably more worried about my dog than they were about me. But anyways, yeah. But well, anyways, well, David, I cannot wait to come back up there sometime, and I want to thank you so much for being here tonight and giving me your expert opinions. I know none of us like to be called experts and stuff, but to me, you're the perfect person to have here tonight for this the Independence Day Bigfoot video tonight, and whatever creature that is in that video. We did a deep dive on that tonight. If you guys just tuned in, please go back and start at the beginning and check out the entire show. We did a deep dive into the Independence Day Bigfoot that was walking through the boulder field, picking up a baby and walking off with it. We're about 75% sure that thing is real. It's a real Bigfoot. 25% might be CGI, but I think it's more real. Okay, after the data tonight. So David, can you tell the audience about y'all's YouTube channel with the North Carolina Cryptid Field Research Team? And is there anything you'd like to promote tonight?
Just check out Carolina Cryptid Field Research on YouTube, Facebook. Matt Hooper runs the Facebook part of it. I'm an old fogey. I don't do Facebook. I'm the last holdout for Facebook, but we're adding stuff new all the time. He is. Matt does a lot with sound. One of his videos was just picked up on the History Channel. Truth was out there. It was aired. So we got some stuff on there. We put a little here and there. But my email's on there. You can contact me if you've got questions. If you're local, I'll come out and do an investigation on your property or whatever you need done. Or if you just got a question, hit us up. And we try to keep up. And you can always get in touch with me through Jessica. So we talk about every day through text or something. So.
Yeah, we do. We got a group chat. I got a couple group chats going with pretty fantastic researchers and stuff, y'all. I'm always in contact. We're always in contact with each other. And having fun.
Hopefully soon Tadza will get up and running, and we'll have a
official website.
And you'll be able to make your reports. And
oh yeah, maybe we should do that. Actually, David, I think that's a great idea. We could do that we could do a section on my website. Actually, the Cryptid Huntress. We could do like a little section for people to turn in their any kind of reports. If you guys have reports of any kind of cryptid sightings, ET, encounters, whatever, y'all send them in. Like I need to start doing that, and we can maybe put. They can be anonymous. Okay, they can be anonymous. You don't got to give us your exact locations and stuff, but that'd be kind of cool. And Tazzy can take care of all those. We'll get a.
And we'll cover from Georgia all the way to North Carolina, so everything in between.
Yeah, and Alabama and all those. We're just all over the Southeast, y'all. Okay, so what is it? Tri-state. So we got North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, where we live. The core team so far. And
I'm 30 minutes from the Virginia line, so I can take care of some stuff in Virginia, and we can spread out.
Yeah.
And if it's important enough, we'll all get together and do an outing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I'm over here on the Alabama line. So, but anyways, yeah, I take trips up to Kentucky and Tennessee all the time. I've actually got a couple of more trips planned. I've been asked to speak at some more events. And the newest one is going to be in Knoxville, actually, in September. So up in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I think it's called Squatch Fest, I think. But anyways, I got to find out more information before I make it public. But
I've got a granddaughter getting married September 19th, and so far that's all I have planned out in the future.
And I think that's the same weekend I'm going to be at that event. So that weekend's off the calendar for any kind of fun for us. No, I'm not saying for fun, but I mean for fun for Tazza. Okay, going out in the field, we got to be serious that weekend. Okay, but yeah. Okay. Well, y'all go over to YouTube over and Facebook as well, and follow Carolina Cryptid Field Research. And there's a lot of great videos. Check out Matt Hooper over there as well. He's got some great audio files and stuff. So go do that, y'all. And yeah, and I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Like I said, if you guys want to check out the remote viewing data, you guys and my presentations over there on Patreon. So thank you to all my Patreon members. I really do appreciate y'all so much. And also thank you to my channel members and to my moderators and to everybody that was in the chat tonight. We were broadcasting live on Facebook, X, and YouTube tonight. And so thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in. And I also want to thank Steve. Well, thank you so much for your donation tonight. You are so sweet. And I super appreciate that. All right. Well, if you guys want to, I guess, come back and see me this weekend, we have the Independence Day is on Saturday. I will be here with the show Saturday night. So y'all come and see us 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And Lord, I hope there's no fireworks going on outside. There probably will be. Okay.
This is going to be happy birthday 250 years. There's going to be fireworks.
It's a big one. It's a big one. We got the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. It's going to be a big one. But yeah, y'all come back and see me on Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And also, I guess, oh yeah, my friend MT with MT Paranormal Life has got a live show in about 2 minutes over on his channel. He'll be live out in the field in Portage County. And I want to give him a big shout out. Y'all go and check him out right now in just a couple minutes. And say, hey, tell him the Cryptid Huntress sent you over there. And like I said, he's reporting live from the field tonight. He always gets great footage out there live. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. David, thank you for being here. And I will see you next time. Okay. Come back and see me again soon.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right. Y'all have a great night, and I'll see y'all back here on Saturday. All right.
Thank
and
you.
happy 4th of July. Yeah. Thank y'all. Thank you, David. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.